What if I told you the United States almost wasn't united at all? Picture North America. Now picture it cracked straight down the middle. Two countries, one continent, a border running right through your road trip. That almost happened. And honestly, it came way too close. Quick history, for anyone who slept through this part. In 1861, the United States split in half. 11 southern states tried to leave and start their own country. The reason was slavery. The South wanted to keep it. The rest of the country said no. So they fought about it. For 4 brutal years. It became the deadliest war in American history. More Americans died than in any war before or since. Here is the mismatch. The North had the people, the factories, the railroads, the money. The South had cotton and confidence. Confidence is not a war plan. In 1865, the North won. The country stayed in one piece. Slavery was abolished. And that one nation grew up into the United States you know. The superpower, the world police, the dollar in everyone's wallet. The country that shows up in every world war like the main character. All of that balances on a single domino, the North winning. But what if it didn't? What if the South just left and nobody stopped them? Well, let's take a walk through that America. Spoiler, it's a mess. Start with the map. Instead of one country, you get 2. The United States on top, the Confederate States on the bottom. Same land, now with a border down the middle. And here is the thing about borders. They never stay where you draw them. Want to drive from New York to New Orleans? Bring a passport. And bring cash because there are 2 different dollars now. Neither one is worth what it used to be. The Mississippi River? That is not a river anymore. That is an international border with toll booths. Imagine paying customs to cross a river. But it gets dumber. Because once everyone watches a state quit the country and get away with it, everyone wants a turn. Texas, who never fully agreed with anybody, leaves the Confederacy. Now there are 3 countries. California is way out west, far from all the drama. So California just wanders off too. 4. Every time someone loses an argument, they start a new country. The map starts to look like spilled cereal, a continent of tiny nations that all hate each other's gas stations. And it gets worse because the South made a bet. They called it King Cotton. The idea was simple. The whole world needs our cotton, so Europe will have to take our side. Europe did not take their side. Europe just bought cotton from Egypt and India instead. Turns out, you are not that special. So now you have a country built on one crop that the rest of the world stopped needing. And here is the scary part. Europe loves this. A broken, divided North America is one they can push around again. So the powers America used to scare off come right back. Mexico, the Caribbean, the West, all back up for grabs. Now look at the money. The South built its whole economy on cotton and on slavery. So it never builds the factories, never builds the future. It stays stuck in the past on purpose, and cotton wears out the soil. So the South always needs more land to keep going, which means more fights, more borders, more breaking apart. The whole thing is a machine that only knows how to crack, and the North industrializes alone with half the country missing. 2 economies, both smaller, both poorer. The giant unstoppable American machine never gets built. And then there is the part that is not a joke. In this timeline, slavery does not end in 1865, because keeping it was the entire reason the South left. So millions of human beings stay in chains for decades longer. That is the real cost of this version of history. Not the passports, not the toll booths, that. Now zoom all the way out. Remember the superpower? The main character? It never shows up. Because there is no one big America anymore. There is a top half, a bottom half, and a pile of angry leftovers. A divided continent is a weaker continent. So when the world wars come, nobody on this map is strong enough to tip the scale. The country that was supposed to come save the day is busy arguing with itself over a river. The whole 20th century plays out slower, smaller, and a lot more dangerous. And remember all those people who came to America? The waves of immigrants chasing one big dream? They mostly don't come. Because there is no one big dream anymore. No melting pot. No single culture the whole planet copies. Just a crowd of small, broke, nervous countries, still arguing about the one thing they should have ended. And down on the ground, in your normal life, your cousin lives in a foreign country now. You salute a different flag depending on which exit you took. Your money changes when you change states. Half your family needs a visa to come to dinner. And the giant, powerful country that was supposed to exist simply never gets built. So here is the actual answer. The United States being united was not a bonus feature. It was the whole thing. It was a fragile experiment that almost shattered in its first 100 years. One war decided whether America was a single country or just a group chat that hates each other. The North won. So you got a country. Well, that answers that.